Last night, we saw the beginning of the potential that Victor Wembanyama possesses. He put up a monster stat line of 38 points and 10 rebounds, joining elite companies such as Tim Duncan and David Robinson as the only two rookie in Spurs history to record a 35-point double-double in their rookie season. This performance hasn't gone unnoticed as the Spurs pick up their second win in a row against Phoenix, one of the betting favorites to win it all out west. And of course, the other night when they beat Phoenix, they were down by as many as 20 points in the third quarter. But this video isn't about that. Today, we're going to talk about the truth behind Victor Wembanyama. It's no secret Wembanyama is one of the most hyped prospects of all time. Some even say he's garnered more hype and attention than the likes of LeBron James or Michael Jordan. But like we know with previous failed number one overall picks, attention and hype doesn't directly transfer to success. Luckily for Victor, unlike LeBron or Michael Jordan, he started his professional career at an earlier age as many international prospects do. We've all seen the talent that he possesses in his career in France dating back all the way to 2019. I remember when he was only 16 years old, he was actually training with Rudy Gobert, a fellow Frenchman. And I still have the note on my phone. The note is from a little over 3 years ago on October 17th at 7:19 p.m. and it says Victor Wembanyama is going to be a dog. Obviously that's pretty simple, guys. Nonetheless, it doesn't take more than two eyes to notice someone who's 7'4" and can shoot and guard a defensive player of the year and score on the defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, to know that this kid is going to be special. Today we're going to break down the potential and reality of Victor into four things: his offense, his defense, his situation, and his health. First and foremost, let's talk what I enjoy watching the most so far as a rookie, his defense. Victor Wembanyama's defense from France and the EuroLeague to the NBA has transferred so amazingly. Obviously, there are times I've noticed where it looks like he's a little bit asleep. Back doors are happening on him. People are throwing lobs behind his back, or sometimes they're even just moving off pin downs a little bit better. However, his 8-foot wingspan allows, yes, you heard that right, 8-foot wingspan allows for him to even make mistakes and just kind of yield the same results he would if he wasn't making mistakes. Guys, I've seen him reach, and you've seen it too, from the three-point line to the free throw line to make steals. Sometimes he doesn't even leave the floor on blocks. It's impossible to drive on him. It's almost impossible to go up and under on him. His defensive ceiling is truly limitless. And I'm not just talking on the ball either, guys. Just off the ball and just his ability to kind of communicate with this young San Antonio Spurs team. I'm really excited to see what his limit looks like on defense and his ceiling looks like on defense going forward, as the other night he did a really good job of guarding Kevin Durant and many of the other talented Phoenix scorers. He was even making blocks on quick shooters like Eric Gordon and Devin Booker, even when he was late to his rotations. Like I said, guys, his 8-foot wingspan just allows him to just make mistakes as rookies do. Moving on to his offense, guys, we've seen in the NBA, he's figuring it out a little bit, and that's the best way I could put it. In that first bout against the Phoenix Suns, really the first good team that this Spurs team has faced this season, you could see when he's trying to get into his dribble moves, when he's trying to move off the ball, he looks a little bit clunky, he looks a little bit out of place. But then we see a game like last night where he's absolutely letting it fly from the field and the three and kind of getting anything he wants down low. I think a big part of the Spurs team is just his teammates understanding the amount of space he can cover on a floor. When he's barreling to the rim or diving at the rim, his teammates need to understand and trust that they can throw that ball high. When you're talking about the Zach Collins a few years ago as LaMarcus Aldridge or Pau Gasol or Jakob Poeltl, all these older, kind of more braille centers that the Spurs have had, it's been nothing like Victor Wembanyama. So watching Devin Vassell bring that ball up and sometimes underthrow these lobs, it's funny because once that chemistry starts clicking, guys, his offensive ability in the paint is going to be unmatched. It seemed like when Victor would catch the ball more towards the three, he gets that Kevin Durant-like treatment where he's instantly getting doubles thrown at him. And for a rookie, that's just a big difference. Obviously overseas, those defensive sets that he's seeing, they're much, much different, guys. I do just like how nimble he is on the offensive side of things. It looks like he's not trying to be over explosive or overthink things. when he's on the block, he's making tough contested layups and dunking and making great shots and putbacks. He had a huge putback in that win 2 nights ago over the Phoenix Suns when they first came back from down 20. And then obviously his three-point tendencies, they've been nothing but amazing. He's shooting, 3 for 6 this game. I think it was 2 for 4 the other game. He's never doing too much, and he's not just letting it fly like some of the other rookies we're seeing, like Asar Thompson or Scoot Henderson. Love both of those guys, by the way. I mean, no shade, but I'm just saying it just shows the poise that someone who's already played tons of professional basketball has. So offensively speaking, I think in the years or the months following these, he's going to get much better, guys. But the defense, like I said, is what really excites me right now. Even if he didn't, perform at the highest level, obviously we see him score 38 points. Even if he's not a 20-point per game guy or a 25-point per game guy, we know he's going to get rebounds on defense, and we know he's going to play elite level defense. And the last two are probably the biggest thing, guys. His situation and his health. For his situation, Greg Popovich, they get the #1 pick and he signs a 5-year extension to be the coach. You couldn't ask to go to a better franchise, guys. If he went to, say, Orlando a couple years ago, or Detroit a couple years ago, or the Kings a couple years ago, we've seen so many #1 picks have their careers just die in places like that, guys. Big men are the hardest people in the NBA to develop. And having said that, guys, his situation couldn't be more perfect. I'm watching the way he's warming up. I'm watching the way he takes care of his body, the way he handles himself mentally. All of these things, guys, are above and beyond your typical rookie, your typical 19-year-old. And I think a lot of this has to do with his mentors and just how he's been treated and handled all the way since 2019, starting his pro career. Guys, we're talking about a rookie, but this guy's been playing professional basketball for 4 years, guys, 4 years. And he's been the #1 option for the last 2 years on a professional team. And now we make it 3 with this year, if you'd consider him the #1 option over Devin Vassell. His situation couldn't be more perfect, but like this title says, we're here to talk about the reality of Victor Wembanyama. And the reality is that his health is the biggest thing. I've never seen a 7-footer as nimble as him. Really, not, especially 7'5", 7'4", 7'3", however tall. If you look at the way Kristaps Porzingis moves compared to the way Victor Wembanyama moves, people that are similar in height, or Boban Marjanovic, it's not even close, guys. Victor Wembanyama can do the splits. He can put his palms on the ground. He can do a bridge. His flexibility, his agile nature, it's all so alien-like, and that's why we keep calling him an alien. It's very interesting, guys, but his health is going to be the reality of his career. Whether he's an offensive superstar, whether he's a defensive superstar, whether he's both, none of this matters if he can't stay healthy. And personally, I'm not going to be the guy who puts negative energy out there and says, listen, Victor's not going to stay healthy, this, that, and the other. You shouldn't even get your hopes up, because I don't buy into stuff like that. I don't buy into that propaganda. However, all I'll say is this. Before Victor Wembanyama, in my recent memory, the most hyped prospect we've ever seen since LeBron is probably who? I'll give you a second to think. Okay, in my opinion, it was Zion Williamson. And how many games has Zion Williamson played in the last 2 years? How many playoff games has Zion played in the last 2 years? Or ever, for that fact. If you're wondering, in the last 2 years, he's played a little less than 30 games. And in his 4-year NBA career, going on 5, he has never played a playoff game. Zion Williamson was said to be a ground-altering, game-breaking prospect, and that he is, but he can't stay healthy. Obviously, Zion and Victor have 2 different builds, but the reality of Victor Wembanyama is health is wealth, and health is success in this league. I think he's going to be great, guys, but I just don't know how healthy he's going to be. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.